The waiter looked at my husband and said, "Same table as last Tuesday? My husband works on Tuesdays," or so he told me. I watched Wendell's face cycle through panic, recovery, and forced confusion in about 2 seconds. "I think you have me confused with someone else," he said smoothly. The waiter frowned. "No, I remember you. You always order the salmon with extra capers. You sit in the corner booth with the blonde woman." Wendell laughed and shook his head. "Must be my doppelganger." He guided me to a different table with his hand pressed firmly against my lower back. I sat down and smiled at him while my mind raced through every Tuesday for the past year. He left for work at 7 every morning. He came home at 6 every evening. He complained about traffic and coworkers and meetings that ran too long. Every single Tuesday for 12 straight months. "That was weird," I said casually, watching his reaction. "People see faces and think they recognize everyone." He buried his nose in the menu like the conversation was already over. I excused myself to use the restroom but walked toward the bar instead. The waiter was polishing glasses and looked up when I approached. "The man I'm with," I said quietly. "You mentioned he comes here on Tuesdays with a blonde woman. How often?" The waiter looked uncomfortable. "I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't realize you weren't her. Please, I need to know." He sighed. "Every Tuesday for about 8 months. They usually stay for 2 hours. Very affectionate. I assumed they were married until I saw you tonight." I thanked him and walked back to the table with steady legs and a racing heart. Wendell had ordered wine for both of us. He smiled when I sat down like everything was perfectly normal. I smiled back. The next Tuesday, I told Wendell I was visiting my mother for the day. Instead, I parked 3 blocks from his office and waited. At 11:30, he walked out the front door and got into his car. I followed him across town to a residential neighborhood I'd never seen before. He parked in the driveway of a small blue house with white shutters and flower boxes in the windows. A blonde woman opened the door before he even knocked. She threw her arms around his neck and kissed him like he belonged to her, which apparently he did, every Tuesday, for 8 months. I took photos from my car, them kissing in the doorway, him carrying groceries inside, her waving from the window while he backed out of the driveway 4 hours later. When he came home that night, I asked how work was. "Exhausting," he said. "Back-to-back meetings all day." I nodded sympathetically and poured him a drink. The following week, I hired a private investigator. Within 10 days, I had a complete picture of my husband's other life. Her name was Genevieve. She was 28 years old, worked as a dental hygienist, and had been seeing my husband for almost a year. She believed he was divorced. He told her his ex-wife was crazy and had taken everything in the settlement. He told her he was rebuilding his life and wanted her to be part of it. The investigator found more. Wendell had opened a separate bank account 8 months ago. He'd been funneling money into it from his paychecks, small amounts I'd never noticed. Almost $40,000 saved for a life that didn't include me. He'd also been looking at apartments. The investigator found browser history on his work computer showing rental searches in Genevieve's neighborhood. 2 bedrooms, pet-friendly, move-in ready. My husband was planning to leave me. He just hadn't told me yet. I consulted a divorce attorney who reviewed everything. She smiled when she saw the financial records. "He's been hiding marital assets. In this state, that's fraud. You're entitled to significantly more than half now." I spent the next month quietly preparing. I moved important documents to my sister's house. I opened my own accounts. I made copies of everything the investigator had found. Then I invited Genevieve to lunch. She agreed to meet, probably curious about the stranger who'd messaged her claiming to have important information about Wendell. I watched her face crumble as I spread the photos across the table. Our wedding album, recent pictures of us together, screenshots of his text to me from the same days he was supposedly devoted to her. "He told me he was divorced," she whispered. "He told me you were crazy and took everything. I'm not divorced. I'm not crazy. And I'm about to take everything." I gave her copies of all the evidence. I told her she deserved better than a man who would lie to 2 women simultaneously for an entire year. She cried. I almost felt sorry for her. That night, Wendell came home to divorce papers on the kitchen table and empty closets where my clothes used to be. I'd moved into my own apartment that afternoon. My attorney had already frozen our joint accounts. The look on his face when he called me, sputtering and furious, was worth every painful moment of the past month. Genevieve dumped him that same week. Last I heard, he's living in a studio apartment and paying me alimony every Tuesday.